Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Was Raised by His Father, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Naruto awoke the next morning full of energy and was ready to start the day, until he remembered he had promised to help the Hokage out with all the boxes. Joy was not on the top of his mind the morning. He had gotten dressed and did what had to be done and took an apple and started to bite into it, as he looked for some money. He hadn't found much, just enough for 10 bowls of ramen, which wasn't much in his world, and had made his bed, for the first time ever, and decided to go for a walk around town before he would go see the fourth. As Naruto was walking around, he seemed to notice a boy with long dark chestnut hair and a girl with light brown hair in buns arguing over something. Being Naruto, he went over to go see the problem and then wished he hadn't when Tenten slapped Neji hard and stormed off. Naruto gave a low sigh and mentally smiled at the scene. With his oh-so-famous closed cat-looking eyes, Naruto walked over to Neji and took a deep breath and asked, "What did you screw up?" "That's Naruto for you. What do you mean screw up? We're not going out. Nothing is wrong, everything is fine, doesn't everything look okay?" "I'm fine, she's fine, we're all fine," yelled Neji, scaring half a dozen people into their shops. "You suck at lying. There is nothing wrong. By the slap mark on your cheek I would say something is wrong," said Naruto, plainly opening his eyes and looking amused at Neji. "Not my fault, okay? What did you forget to do?" "Nothing. You still suck at lying." "Fine, I will tell you. Better tell me quick or I am going to be late." "Where are you going?" "Neji." "Fine. I was walking down the road when I decided to stop into Tenten's to see if she was going to go train today. Her mother was gone, and her father said she was upstairs, so I went up and walked into her bedroom." "What happened?" asked Naruto, wanting to know more. "I may have seen her and talk Tomono." "What?" Quote, comma, dot. "I may have seen her and she won't talk to me now," said Neji as Naruto started to laugh. "What is so funny? Slacker. Hey, no name calling. If you were any good boyfriend you'd go say sorry. We're not going out. So, she obviously likes you. And it's not, well, I don't know if you like her, no one knows what you fell, you cold-hearted bastard you," laughed Naruto. Go find her, say sorry, don't be a jerk when you say it, try to have a heart, and do you know where the fourth lives?" "No. Oh, man, now I am really going to be late," said Naruto as walked away trying to remember where the fourth lived. Tenten had walked all the way to the river, she had been so mad at Neji for what he said. "What? It's not like you let me see you. Your door was unlocked. And I know what you're like around other guys, you drool over them." She remembered all too well. She swore if she would see him again, she would probably K him without a second thought about it. Tenten then started to walk along the water's edge until she got mad enough and started to walk on top of the water, and kick it hard. She was so mad, she couldn't believe Neji could be such a jerk. As she walked on top of the water she finally stopped and decided to give up, and realized she was standing in the middle of the river and was about to walk back when she noticed Neji standing there. Her eyes narrowed at the moment. She didn't ever want to see him again. No, after what he had said, she turned her back to walk across when he was there in front of her. Tenten backed up and was about to hit him again when he caught her wrist and spoke. "Stop, you know you cannot win," said Neji. "Oh, why?" "Because I am a girl. One that obviously is horny and boy crazy. And just loves to show off her body to everyone and everything. And oh yes, is not of poor family ninja type blood," said Tenten quite mad. "No, I am just stronger, and you know you cannot swim. Can you just leave me alone?" "No, why not? You can be such a egotistic oblivious jackass," but before she could finish the rest of her word, she was cut off by lips being pressed against hers, and of course she was in complete and total shock from it. The kiss hadn't lasted long, but Tenten loved it. "I am sorry for what I said earlier, I just spat it out because I didn't want you to think I was a pervert." "Oh, so you did like what you saw, huh?" said Tenten as she wrapped her arms around Neji's and leaned in to kiss him again, when she suddenly stopped and whispered into his ear. If you ever say that to me again, I won't be scared to kill you, and next time you want to kiss me, you'll have to try harder, said Tenten as her body disappeared under the water, and Neji watched with shocked eyes as Tenten swam away under the water with the current. Quote, Hey, wait, yelled Neji as he ran after her. From a distance. They're so cute together, aren't they? Said Temari as she leaded on her giant fan and watched as Neji ran after the figure underwater, till they became a blur in the distance. What are you talking about now? Asked Shikamaru as he looked over to the blonde girl who was now standing up, while he was laying down looking at the clouds. You're so lazy, you know that, said Temari as she started to walk away, but all of a sudden she stopped due to Shikamaru, who of course used his ninja art shadow technique. Who are you calling lazy? I thought you liked my laziness. What changed? And by the looks of it, I have you just where I want to, smiled Shikamaru as he started to walk toward Temari, and since the technique was still working she walked towards him till they were centimeters apart. Oh, what are you going to do? Shadow me to death? Kiss me? Stand here all day or what? Because Gara wants to go home soon, said Temari in a sad voice. I like the second option, and your brother can wait, smiled Shikamaru as he stopped the technique and wrapped his arms around her, and she did the same and they both eased into kiss, when Shikamaru found himself 10 feet higher than her, and in sand. His eyes rolled in his head, and gave a low sigh and looked over to Gara who was glaring at the leaf ninja and Temari on the other hand was yelling at her brother. What a day this has turned out to be, muttered Shikamaru as he looked around quite bored. Why didn't I ask where he lived? The fifth is gone, I can't find the pervert, wouldn't surprise me if he was spying on women somewhere, and I can't find that bloody blonde Hokage, said Naruto a little too loudly causing people's heads to turn. Naruto, there you are, yelled Sakura as she ran up to him. Oi, hey Sakura, sorry about what I had said yesterday, didn't mean it, said Naruto as he walked along the road trying to think of people to ask. So, I may have overheard you and that Sanin talking about Sasuke yesterday. I am not the one to ask, he wouldn't tell me anything, said Naruto. Oh, so what are you looking for? Asked Sakura changing the subject. I am looking for the fourth's house, said Naruto looking around. Why didn't you ask? You won't find it down here, you have to go up above the 5 Hokages' heads and past the few buildings there and just follow a small stoned path, and you will find it, it is a dark green color, I just go back from there. The fifth had sent me up to deliver a message to the fourth. Said Sakura. What was the message about? I don't know, it was in a scroll, and I didn't open it, said Sakura as she glared at him. By Sakura, if I find anything on Sasuke you will be the first to know. Believe it, yelled Naruto as he ran and jumped from roof to roof until he was at the top of the stone heads. Naruto then had found the large greenhouse Sakura had told him about. As he slowly made his way to the door, he suddenly stopped when he felt something weird, something he hadn't felt the night before. Naruto looked around and noticed another path, one that hadn't been walked on in years. Naruto figured he might as well, since it was in his nature to explore, so as he made his way down the unbeaten path he started to get starched by various trees and many roots and rocks. He had finally made it out of the trees and suddenly found himself 5 feet away from the edge of a cliff. Naruto then walked to the edge of the cliff and looked down. It was about 100 to 300 feet high, and it showed a forest of trees and you could see the east and west and north wall as well as the south from any point of view. Naruto then looked at the main wall in front, he'd never noticed the huge remodeling they did to it. Naruto then got a weird feeling, his heart started to pound, his eyes started to widen more, he got fidgety and he blacked out. Naruto found himself sitting on a cold damp floor, with water dripping in the corner. Naruto spun his head around, and noticed huge bars before him, and a small seal on the front. Red eyes opened before him, and looked deep into the depths of his soul. Well, look what the fox dragged in, what is the pleasure of you being here, Uzumaki? Want any more red chaka? Asked the twisted fox as he swished his tail. No, I don't know why I am here, I was standing on a cliff overlooking the forest and viewing the 4 walls when I found myself here, said Naruto. Did one wall have a crack in, quite a larger one? Or was it fixed, but you can see where you pathetic humans fixed it? Asked the demon as he looked at Naruto with narrowed eyes. So what if it did? Said Naruto. Ha hey, Did you ever know the story of that day, Naruto? Where and when it happened, who did it? Yes, and no, I knew the fourth Hokage sealed you away and that he sealed you inside me because my mother wanted him to. Said Naruto plainly. So you do know, well, did you know he hesitated in putting the fox in you? He waited 10 minutes, wasting his chakra and his life before you were sealed away. He wasted the time. Naruto, how much do you really know this Hokage of yours? Just remember Uzumaki, this Hokage of yours, is he really who you think he is? Would you bet your life on him? Laughed the fox. Yes, I would bet my life upon him, you damned fox. Yelled Naruto as he glared at the fox. Good, because one of these days, Uzumaki Naruto, you will find out the truth about your dear Hokage. Now don't insult me like that. When I get out. When you get out, is the day we are both S, and that will be the only day you will find freedom. Said Naruto as he glared at the fox. One day Uzumaki, just remember, one day. What does that mean? Asked Naruto before he was sucked back out of the bedroom, onto the cliff top. Naruto opened his eyes and shot up and looked around. The first thing he noticed was a pair of electric blue eyes, staring back at him. Naruto looked into the eyes of the Yondaime, staring back at him with worry in his eyes. Naruto felt his body go into a standing position, and heard someone talking to him. Naruto finally came back to reality when he noticed he was laying in a bed, with pale red sheets that were almost pink, and slowly sat up, and looked around the room and noticed a few pictures on the wall of the town and then one of his mother and another on the nightstand of Arashi, her, some inky-haired man and the pervert. Naruto gazed at the picture for the longest time till he looked out the window and noticed it was now dark. The whole day had passed. Naruto slowly sat up and put his back to the pillows and felt dizzy, and looked at his hands and arms, they were all bandaged up. He slowly raised himself out of the bed, and started down the hall when someone pushed him back into the room. Arashi, what do you think you are doing? I can't believe you're trying to move after what you just put your body through. I told you not to overdo it. Why do you never listen to me? You're lucky I got medic ninja training last year. Said a dark blue-haired woman who had called Naruto Arashi and pushed him into the bed. Where? What? Who? My name is Naruto, not Arashi. Where am I? I was on the cliff, behind Arashi's house, and then I was. Arashi, are you okay? It's me, Aomi. Please be okay, said Aomi as she looked at Naruto. What? But my name is Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto. No, your name is Arashi, not Naruto. I told you not to overdo it with that stupid body flicker of yours. You're only mortal, you're not a god, even though you would like to believe it. Said Aomi as she sat next to Naruto. Arashi. I need to see myself, said Naruto. Okay, whatever you like, said Aomi as she walked out of the room to find a mirror. What is going on? Why do I feel so weird? Why am I talking to my mother? God, she is beautiful. Wait. Where am I? Why is she calling me Arashi? Thought Naruto as he quickly pulled off his shirt, to check for the seal that was placed upon him when he had been born. But it wasn't there. He tried to mold chakra, but it never showed. He started to freak out a bit, but his mother came back with a mirror and showed himself, which scared Naruto, because he realized he was looking at a 17-year-old Arashi. Arashi, are you sure you are okay? Do you want me to get the medic Sanin? Asked the woman as she looked at Arashi. Naruto. Where am I? How did I get here? Your sensei brought you here. I had found you and thought this would be a safer place than all alone in that house of yours. Alone? Why would I be alone? Arashi, what happened to you? You know why you're alone, silly, and I am not explaining it to you. Now Arashi, please, are you okay? Asked Aomi as she looked deep into his eyes, while placing a hand on his cheek. Yes, I am fine. I think I need some air, and alone time. Is that all right? Asked Arashi. Naruto, as he looked at the woman. As you wish, just don't do anything stupid, promise me that, okay? Said Aomi as she walked out of the room, closing the door. Naruto slowly got up, still shirtless, and looked around to notice his shirt on the floor, and the head protector. Naruto slowly picked it up and looked at it, then feeling something on the back he turned it around and noticed something carved into it showing the silver, where cloth should be. Arashi, future fourth Hokage. I will be remembered forever as the greatest Hokage ever. Naruto gave a stiff laugh, and slowly placed it upon his head, and got dressed, then opened the window and jumped out, landing on the ground in front of a smaller child, who was about 3 to 4 with white hair, and jumped a near foot from the window in which he was looking at, and started at Arashi, Naruto, with wide eyes. The smaller child then quickly looked around and ran off. Naruto felt pain shoot down his side, and quickly collapsed onto the ground and held his side. He quickly looked around to notice nobody saw that except a small girl about 15, and ran towards him. Arashi. Oh my gosh. Are you okay? You're hurt. I thought Aomi was lying so she could have you all to herself. Girls. He's over here, yelled the weird brown-haired girl. Naruto slowly looked around to her face, and then behind her were about what looked to be 20 girls running towards him. Said Naruto as he quickly forgot what pain he was currently in and ran as fast as his legs would take him. Naruto quickly realized Arashi was about 20 times faster than what he was. Naruto quickly took a left turn and jumped up onto a roof of a house, and hid behind a section of the roof, and held his side to try and stop the pain. What was Arashi doing to hurt himself? I don't even push myself this much when I am training. What did Aomi say when she was with me? Body flicker. What is that? I don't remember that technique before. Thought Naruto until he got an unjust shove from behind from someone. Naruto fell hard on the ground, not being able to catch himself. Ow. That should hurt, you jerk. I can't believe this. You left without saying anything. You really shouldn't move around, you and your stupid training. Why must you push yourself so hard? And without even knowing it, Naruto said, I do it for you, I promised you long ago, remember, and I need to be all I can to become Hokage, smiled Arashi. Naruto then looked wide-eyed, trying to figure out where that had come from. You already proved you could do that chakra ball thing, Arashi, but why body flicker? You know everyone who has ever tried has almost killed themselves or have. Just please, before you try it again, make sure you are in full health, and another thing, but Aomi was cut off, because Naruto placed his hand over her mouth and said, just stop worrying, okay? I won't kill myself, I will become Hokage, and be known as the greatest ninja ever. Believe it, smiled Naruto as he smiled at the blue-haired girl as she just laughed at him. Well, Mr. the Great Hokage, when you become Hokage, I will be pregnant, laughed the woman. Deal, said a confident Naruto. Come on, let's go, said Aomi as she started to walk with him, but Naruto started to be pulled out of Arashi's body. Wait, I don't want to leave yet, yelled Naruto inside his head. Naruto, hello. Naruto, please be okay, said a worried pink-haired girl as she sat on the end on the hospital bed. Aomi, said Naruto as he opened his eyes to stare into a pair of green ones. No, Naruto, I am so sorry, I screwed up you okay? Said Sakura as she looked at the blonde, and of course when she had told him she screwed up, he shot up like an arrow and looked wide-eyed at her and asked, what happened? You were struck by lightning, you have been out for the last 3 days, a sudden tropical storm from the west had hit the village, and you were struck some ways away from the Yondaime Hokage's house. He found you there and brought you here right away. Don't worry, it is over now, a lot of damage has been done. But you're alright. When you came in, the Hokages looked so weird, they were so worried about you, I was too, but somehow you have been through worse, so I believed you would be okay. Smiled Sakura. What do you mean you screwed up? Said Naruto. Well, you see, I was supposed to use this technique the Hokage just taught me to awake you, but I messed up, and you got someone else's memory, I'm not sure who. I am really sorry. Who is Aomi? My mother. I think I was in the Yondaime past, it was really weird, Sakura. Do you know anything about body flicker? Asked Naruto. Your mother. Wow, Naruto, did the Yondaime tell you about that? Asked Sakura. Sakura. Oh, sorry, yes, well I read about it years ago. I tried it once, it didn't work over very much, my ribs hurt for months, but it is where you make your chakra leave your body through every pore, and as you do that you force chakra to your feet, and it makes you go quite fast, but in the Yondaime Hokage's case, I heard he was extremely fast anyways. So in that case I read he was faster than light, said Sakura as she looked down at Naruto, as he gazed out the window for a few moments. Naruto. Yes. Who was your mother? Uzumaki Aomi. The fourth told me a lot about her. He said she was amazingly beautiful, and talented, stubborn, got what she always wanted, got the better of him, and And what, Naruto? Asked Sakura as she looked at him. I was just thinking about what the Hokage told me the other day, well yesterday, about how he told me things about her. They were best friends. Did you know? You're leaving something out, Naruto. I think he loved her, I am not too sure, but he told me he loved her more than anything, but he never really said if she liked him back. He told me he had a wife, and that she had a husband, but he always leaves them out, never really telling me, said Naruto as he pulled himself out of the bed, and stood up, stretching a bit. Naruto, you shouldn't move too much. I am fine, Sakura, thank you. But I can handle a small amount of pain. I've handled pain all my life, this is nothing. Said Naruto as he wandered around the room looking for his netted shirt and black one, as well as his coat. Once he found them he quickly pulled it on, and then before he pulled on his jacket he noticed one important thing. His end lace was missing. Oh, sorry Naruto, here, said Sakura as she passed him his end lace. Thanks, was all Naruto said as he put it back on. I thought it was for Hinata, but I guess not. Where did you get it? It's very interesting looking, it looks like the one the first Hokage wears in all the pictures. With that small sentence Naruto's smile became large and pointed at it and said. It is. But, the fifth, had it did she not? Naruto, please don't tell me you swiped it on her. Said Sakura as she stood up and looked at him. No Sakura, I won it off her, the day we brought her back. I bet that I could learn the fourth's technique within a week. And I did, smiled Naruto. It that the Chakra Ball won. Yep, smiled Naruto, as he made sure all his clothes were in place then spun around and looked at Sakura. What, Sakura? Today I will demand to go and get Sasuke. Smiled Naruto and he jumped out the window without another word. What? Naruto wait, yelled Sakura as she watched the blonde ninja jump from rooftop to rooftop. She quickly jumped out after him and tried to keep up. Down below the houses, and apartments, stood a blonde man walking aimlessly down the street. He was headed to the Hokage building, where he would be given back his title that very day. Somehow he didn't really want the title anymore, he had his chance and lost it. He knew anyone else would take it back with full force, but he wasn't sure what he needed in life anymore. He turned his gaze upwards and noticed Naruto going top speed towards the building. Arashi watched with curiosity and then seconds later the pink-haired girl who called herself Naruto's teammate, Sakura, was running after him on ground. Arashi caught her by the arm, just as she was about to trip over a loose stone and looked at her. She hadn't realized she was falling until a firm grip grabbed her and pulled her onto her feet. Sakura looked at who had saved her from an awful fall and gasped. Yondaime. She said a little too loudly. What's wrong? It's Naruto, he's about to do something stupid. Said Sakura as she looked at the Yondaime. What do you mean something stupid? Asked the Hokage. Just hurry up and get him. Said Sakura as she broke free of his iron grip and ran after him and then stopped suddenly. By then the Hokage was confused then noticed Sakura standing there with a blank look as she watched something orange go through the main door. Too late. I don't understand. What is the matter? Said the Hokage. Naruto wants to go and get Sasuke. Who? Sasuke was our teammate, you wouldn't remember he was only a baby, when you passed. He had left us to go seek power. Naruto almost SD once in their battle trying to get him. And then a few times after that. Now he wants to go get him, even if. Even if what? Said the Yondaime a bit worried. Even if. Flashback. Naruto had promised Sakura that he would get Sasuke back. He was at the border or the fire country. He stood there backpack on, Sakura had followed at a distance, she hadn't wanted to make herself known, this was the 16th time in 2 years he tried to get Sasuke. At the time Naruto was 15. He had got sick of the Hokage saying no to him, so he just left. Now he stood before 7 new members all in ninja outfits, masks covered their faces. And the 5th Hokage walking up behind Naruto. Sakura ducked down to be sure she wasn't seen. The 5th walked past her, without even noticing. Naruto looked lamely at the Hokage, and was about to keep walking when she spoke. Uzumaki Naruto. Yes, you have disobeyed my command, and my word. What do you have to say for yourself? You told me to do what is right for the village, and what I believe in. Didn't you? So I believe even if I fail at bringing back Sasuke, no one would notice if I went up and disappeared, would they? That's all they wanted for the last 15 years, just waiting for me to s. And don't lie and say no. I've heard 'em all too many times. And in my heart I believe that it is the right thing, no matter what you say, and I know I cannot go back on my word. I promised someone special to me that I would bring him back. A ninja never goes back on his or her word, isn't that right, fifth? Naruto, ninjas go back on their NO. When I say something I plan to do it. No matter what, even if it never comes, I never go back on my word. I promised, so you better believe it, said Naruto as he gazed at the fifth. Naruto, you can go, but before you do, you will not be allowed back. What? Naruto, you will be an outlaw. If you end up bringing back Sasuke, he will be allowed beyond this point back into the village, and you will not. It is your choice, Naruto, said the fifth as she walked away and headed back, with the ABNU members following in pursuit, leaving Naruto wide-eyed and confused on what to do. Sakura had been in shock. Never had anyone been banned from the town, in what she could remember, unless they were the S-rank ninjas, like Sasuke's brother. Sakura couldn't believe it. Naruto banned. She knew that he wanted to go after Sasuke with all his heart, but that would mean his dream of becoming Hokage would never happen. Sakura wanted to go and say something but didn't. Instead, Naruto did. I am sorry, Sakura, I can't get him this time, but I will someday. Just remember, I never go back on my word, said Naruto as he slanted his eyes and looked to where Sakura was hiding, and started his way back. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.